Most people still think of crypto as something you can just speculate on, a risky asset class, a place to chase 100x gains or just get rugged. But while everyone's been distracted by the noise, meme coins, market cycles, influencer drama, the real shift has started happening quietly in the background. Crypto is becoming infrastructure, and not in some abstract future. Right now, the rails beneath everyday life, from payments, shopping, investing, and even real estate, are starting to plug into blockchain. You might not just be paying attention, but your bank is. So is Christie's. So are Gen Z's savers, and soon, you might be using crypto without even realizing it. My name is Danilo, and today I'm going to show you how crypto is becoming part of your life in ways you probably haven't even noticed yet. We'll look at how stablecoins are replacing the old payment system, how people are buying homes with Ethereum, and why the next generation is betting their pensions on digital assets instead of the old banks. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss future crypto updates. Alright, let's get into it. When most people think of crypto, they think of all this crazy volatility. Bitcoin swinging 10% in a day, Ethereum pumping and dumping with the market cycles. For the average person, that kind of unpredictability makes crypto feel like something to trade and not really something to use. But stablecoins quietly solve that problem. They're a type of cryptocurrency pegged to something stable, usually the US dollar. 1 USDC equals $1. No pumps, no dumps, just a digital version of cash that moves instantly, globally, and with almost no fees. And now, stablecoins are being taken seriously at the highest of levels. On July 18th, the US government passed the Genius Act, the first major federal legislation to give stablecoins any type of legal clarity. The law requires that any stablecoin must be backed 1-to-1 by cash or short-term treasuries. That's a huge deal. It means if you hold a dollar-pegged stablecoin, it has to be a real dollar behind it. More importantly, it gives big institutions the green light to build on top of it. Bank of America, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo are all working on stablecoin infrastructure. This isn't crypto fighting the banks anymore. It's crypto becoming the foundation they build on. The benefits are equally as real. Stablecoins let you send money absolutely instantly, anytime of the day, anywhere in the world. You don't need a bank. You don't need any permission, and you don't pay 3% in hidden fees to use your own money. Whether you're sending $5 to a friend or let's say 5,000 across the world, it settles in seconds, usually for less than a penny. McKinsey estimates stablecoins now process over 30 billion in daily transactions. Most of that happens behind the scenes in fintech apps and exchanges, but the rails are being laid fast. The Trojan horse here isn't some new altcoin. It's the quiet adoption of stablecoins into platforms you already use. Before long, you might be using crypto without ever seeing the word crypto on the screen. Here's the wild part. You might start using stablecoins without even realizing it. That's not a theory because it's actually already happening. Apps like Sling Money, which lets people send and receive funds instantly, use stablecoins under the hood. The user interface feels no different from any normal fintech app. There is no wallet address, no blockchain pop-up, no crypto learning curve. You just type in a phone number, hit send, and the money arrives instantly. Behind the scenes, the transfer is running on stablecoin rails. That's the direction we're heading in. Crypto infrastructure with a Web2 user experience. And it's not just startups building this way. Visa, PayPal, Shopify, and even Amazon have been quietly experimenting with stablecoin integrations, either directly or through payment partners. These companies aren't trying to convert you into the next crypto maxi. They're just trying to make payments faster, cheaper, and more global. If you can settle transactions instantly, cut processing fees to pennies, and serve users worldwide without touching the legacy banking system, why wouldn't you? From the consumer side, the experience won't feel revolutionary, it'll just feel normal, maybe even boring. That's the point. The tech disappears, but the benefits will all stick around. Think about it like Netflix. You don't think about how a video streams through fiber optics and CDN nodes. You just click play. Stablecoins are heading in the exact same direction. You won't need to, quote, convert into crypto or learn how wallets work. The app will handle it all behind the scenes. All you'll notice is that the money shows up faster, the fees are lower, and everything works without friction. And even at some point, we'll look back and realize, this was the moment when crypto quietly became the new default. Stablecoins aren't just being used by institutions or tucked into payment rails. They're starting to power everyday transactions in ways that actually matter to real people. A recent BitGet wallet survey of over 4,000 crypto users found that the top categories for crypto spending weren't luxury items or high-stakes investments. They were gaming, travel, and day-to-day purchases. That means people are using stablecoins to top up game credits, book flights, buy groceries, and tip creators online. It's even more interesting when you zoom out globally. In Southeast Asia, 41% of users said they primarily use crypto for gaming. In East Asia, it's daily shopping and digital goods. In Africa, it's education. In the Middle East, luxury goods. These aren't crypto native traders or tech bros. They're everyday people using digital assets to navigate the limitations of local currencies, banking access, and payment restrictions. The more unstable your local system, the more obvious crypto's advantages become. For many, stablecoins aren't futuristic because they're more practical. And what's powering all this isn't just regulation or infrastructure, it's usability. UX is finally catching up. AI-powered interfaces, app-native wallets, and embedded stablecoin payments are removing the last layer of friction. For Gen Z and millennials, using crypto to buy something online is quickly becoming as normal as using Apple Pay. What matters to them isn't whether something is, quote, on-chain. It's whether it works, whether it saves them time, money, or effort. And in that sense, stablecoins are winning, not through hype, but through habit. If you still think crypto is only being used for digital goods or niche apps, consider this. Christie's International Real Estate, the luxury property arm of the iconic auction house, now lets clients buy and sell homes using cryptocurrency. And we're not talking about small listings. They have over $1 billion worth of properties available from sellers willing to accept crypto. In fact, Christie's confirmed that deals have already closed in Ethereum and stablecoins. What's even more telling is that they formed an entire internal crypto division, staffed with analysts and lawyers specifically to manage these transactions. This move isn't random. It comes right after the Genius Act passed, creating legal clarity for stablecoin transactions in the United States. Suddenly, high net worth individuals, many of them crypto native, have a legitimate way to move large amounts of value into real world assets. And it's not just about flexibility or speed. Buyers can stay private, settlement is faster, and sellers can reach a global base of crypto-rich buyers without being bottlenecked by traditional banking systems. Aaron Kerman, the CEO of Christie's International Real Estate, puts it plainly, quote, "Crypto is here to stay." And this isn't happening in a vacuum. Institutions like Goldman Sachs and BNY Mellon just began tokenizing money market funds, digitizing traditionally illiquid assets for on-chain access. In the same way stablecoins are quietly powering fintech apps, tokenized real estate and financial products are starting to unlock an entirely new wave of wealth movement. Even if you're not buying a 10 million condo in Dubai with USDC, this shift matters, because it shows that crypto is no longer a side bet. It's becoming the default layer beneath the assets people actually care about. While institutions are tokenizing funds and luxury homes are being bought in Ethereum, a quieter shift is happening with the next generation. According to a BitGet research study, 20% of Gen Z and Gen Alpha say they're open to receiving their pensions in crypto. Not real estate, not a traditional retirement account, in crypto. And it's not just a one-off stat. 78% of respondents say that they trust alternative savings options like crypto more than they trust legacy pension systems. That's a staggering number when you think about how much of retirement planning still relies on old institutions. But there's always a kicker. 73% of the same group admit they don't even fully understand how traditional pensions work. They just know that they don't trust them. And that's what makes this shift so real. For many younger people, crypto isn't just a risky asset class anymore. It's the default place where they already save, already invest, and now want to build towards long-term wealth. It's flexible, it's more transparent, and doesn't feel locked behind a wall of bureaucracy like employer-run pension plans do. This is less about ideology and more about the experience. Gen Z grew up in a world where you can open a trading app in seconds, swap stablecoins globally, and earn yield on-chain without needing permission. So, when they look at pensions filled with all this crazy paperwork, minimum vesting periods, and inflation-eaten projections, it's no surprise they want something entirely different. This doesn't mean everyone will want to retire in Bitcoin, but it does mean that for a growing number of young people, crypto is no longer just a side hustle. It's a serious part of a financial future they're building on their own terms. With everything moving at breakneck speeds, regulation, adoption, institutional buy-in, it's easy to think crypto has everything figured out, but it doesn't. There are still real gaps, especially when it comes to stablecoins. For starters, most stablecoins aren't insured like traditional bank deposits. If your money's in a high-yield savings account, you've got FDIC protection. With stablecoins, you don't really have that. If something goes wrong with the issuer or smart contract, you are exposed. That might change eventually, but right now, it's a real trade-off between the speed and the safety. There's also the yield question. One reason a lot of people park money in a bank is to earn interest. Even if rates are low, it is something. But most stablecoins don't offer any yield natively, especially the ones issued by major players trying to stay compliant under new US rules. So, while you might save on fees and transfer costs, you're not earning anything just by holding. If you want to earn yield in crypto, you need to take on more risk, whether that's through lending protocols, staking mechanisms, or newer platforms that aren't yet battle tested. And finally, there is the UX gap. Yes, it is improving fast, but most people still find crypto confusing. Wallets, keys, networks, gas fees, even if stablecoins disappear into the background in some apps, the moment someone has to bridge to a new chain or troubleshoot a failed transaction, they're reminded that crypto still isn't built for everyone. The good news? These are solvable problems. And the fact that we're already this far along, with billions in daily volume and institutional interest heating up, means the momentum isn't slowing down. But it's worth being clear-eyed. The rails are being built fast, but they're not all smooth yet. Crypto isn't loudly demanding attention anymore. It's not trying to disrupt everything overnight. Instead, it's quietly becoming the infrastructure beneath how money moves and how ownership works. Stablecoins are already powering apps you probably use. Real estate is being bought with Ethereum, and Gen Z isn't waiting for financial advisors. They're building their own strategies on chain. This isn't about the hype, it's about the architecture. A new system is being built, piece by piece in the background. You might not notice it at all, but one day you'll realize you haven't used a bank wire in months, or that you got paid instantly, or that quote crypto stopped being this separate thing. It just became how things work. So, if you've been waiting to start learning or to start experimenting, now's the time. The flip is already happening. The only question is, when crypto becomes invisible infrastructure, will you be ahead of the curve or will you be playing catch up? Let me know down in the comments. If you got value from this video, hit like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.